How's it going, guys? It's Friday, October 28th, and I've got you this week's freshwater video. Let's get it started. Alrighty, I've got tons of cool stuff to show you guys today, and we're going to start out with this tank here with just a multitude of interesting species. We have these beautiful wild emperor tetras. These are nice, big, good looking emperor tetras. We also have these super cool zebra loaches. These guys are an awesome, smaller, peaceful loach species, especially those of you who love really good bottom feeders. Of course, can't go wrong with your neon tetras, another beautiful schooling fish. And to cap it all off, we have these absolutely super cool looking gray spotted plecos. They almost kind of remind me like a snow leopard. Super cool. Really, really like those. And next up on our list with another full tank shot, we have this awesome tank of beautiful schooling fish in roseline sharks, albino Congo tetras, standard Congo tetras, which are very beautiful, as well as these awesome hill stream loaches. These guys are a cool flat-bodied loach that almost kind of remind me of a stingray. All very, very cool additions. And next up, we got two very cool eel additions. First, we have these adorably small zigzag eels. These guys are very pretty, well patterned, super cool. Then next up, we have these really cool looking Burmese zebra eels. These guys have just this awesome striped pattern that I've just personally never really seen in an eel before. Very, very tiger-like. Super cool. Very interesting eels. Next up, another super cool fish you definitely don't see very often. We have this awesome tiger datanoid. These guys are just a super interesting, really cool predatory fish that just have awesome striking colors as they mature. Definitely a very, very cool fish that we do not see very often. And a little bit of a break from my norm, we have quite the assortment of absolutely adorable goldfish, such as these black ranchu goldfish, these wonderful pearl scale goldfish named so for those nice bright shiny scales, these nice red cap Oranda golds, a few black moors, and just some nice Sarasa comets to round it all out. Just a wonderful assortment of absolutely adorable goldfish, and I particularly love these black ranchus. They are adorable. And for all my shrimp and invert lovers, I got a really cool assortment of shrimps in this week. We got some beautiful dark red cherry shrimp, these super cool Singapore bamboo shrimp with their awesome little filter feeding fans. Even though these guys may look intimidating as a large shrimp, they are completely peaceful. Very cool to have. Then, we have these absolutely amazing red crystal shrimp. Super beautiful. One of the absolute gems of the shrimp hobby. And, right there next to it, we have these awesome, stunning dark blue velvet shrimp. Very cool. And to cap it all off, these beautiful fire orange velvet shrimp. All very, very cool shrimp. A wonderful assortment to see. Next up, we have a super cool fish with this chocolate lyre-tail killifish. And to top it off, this is actually a pair. There is a female in the tank here as well. And these are absolutely one of, oh, there she is right there actually. And these are just one of the absolute best looking of all the killifish, and that is saying something if you have seen killifish. These guys are absolutely stunning, and as they grow even older, those flanges at the end of the tail there will get even longer, even prettier, and those colors will just really pop. Super, super cool little fish. And for those of you who are looking for some cool bottom dwellers, we have quite the assortment of Cory catfish right now. And I'll start us off with these Corydoras equus, also known as the horsefield Cory. These are an awesome, very pretty Cory that are great in schools, fun to watch, and they just have kind of such an interesting color to them. And next up we have the ever-beloved panda cories, named so for their adorable black and white spotting colors, looking a lot like the giant pandas of East Asia. Very cool. And of course, you can't go wrong with your albino cories. Definitely a staple in the hobby, and for good reason. Then we have these really beautiful, nice big Julie cories. These guys just have an awesome array of striking patterns, really lending credence to that wide range of colors and patterns found throughout cory catfish. Then coming over here to these really cool punctatus cory catfish. I just love that kind of dark black sail fin and that really cool eye mask mixed with the cool spotting like the Julie cories have. Make for one really interesting cory catfish. And of course, how could I not mention the bronze cories? These guys are absolutely a staple in the hobby, one of the original cories and one of the most commonly seen. They're a great cory, all around entertaining to see, and still some really cool colors on them. A personal favorite of mine, even though I love all cories, is these stir-by cories. These guys, again, have a lot of the really cool patterning that cories like the Julie catfish have. But they also have those really striking bright yellow-orange fins, and a lot of the spotting on their head turns a really cool golden yellow color. Definitely a standout amongst many cories. And next up for the cories, and last of the cories themselves, we have these red sailfin cories. These guys kind of have a similar color to the bronze cory, but they have this really cool red dorsal fin, and as they mature, it'll grow even taller and even more red. Definitely a really cool, very active cory. And I'm going to wrap up that cory catfish with two honorable mentions with some species similarly related to cories. First, we have these albino porthole catfish. These guys are super cool. They're species that are somewhat related to cory catfish. And these guys come in this really cool albino, but unlike many other albinos, they also still keep that really cool marbling throughout the body. These are an awesome, peaceful bottom feeder for those of you who want something a little bigger than a cory. And to finish off that cory bottom feeder-esque section, we have the super cool porthole catfish. These guys are just like a super-sized cory. They function a lot of the same ways, super peaceful, and they have that really cool flag tail. Definitely an awesome fish. Another super cool fish we got in this week, or I should say two fish, are these awesome dwarf green pike cichlids. For those of you who love the shape and style of those pike cichlids but just can't house some of those larger species, these are the perfect addition for you. These guys are much smaller, but still just as colorful and energetic. Awesome, super cool pike species. And sticking with the cichlids, we have a personal favorite of mine in the shell dweller cichlids. Specifically, these are the gold Lampergus ocellatus cichlids. These guys are an awesome little shell dweller cichlid with these big old eyes and this big bulky head, but still exhibiting a lot of the really cool behavior that we know and love from shell dwelling cichlids. And to top it off, they're a really pretty gold color with these awesome blue accents. Definitely a super cool Tanganyikan cichlid, as well as these really awesome lemon yellow loopy cichlids. Just a nice bright splash of bright yellow color to add to any Lake Tanganyika tank. Super cool. Another super cool fish that you may have actually caught in a few background shots of those chocolate leertail killifish earlier are these really cool cobalt freshwater gobies. These guys are a super cool goby. They're purely freshwater. They're an algae eater, and they turn this really cool cobalt blue color as they mature. You can kind of already see it starting on this one over here. Definitely an all-around super cool fish and one of the few purely freshwater gobies. So for those of you who love your gobies, that's an awesome addition to any freshwater system. We also have quite an awesome assortment of different polypterus, or as many people know them, bashirs, in right now. And I'm going to start us off with this really cool looking fathead pike here, or bashir. I'm still not 100% sure how to say that. These guys, as the name says, have kind of a bit of a larger head than a lot of their other Polypterus, but they still maintain that really cool sedentary lifestyle. Nice pattern. And as you've seen swimming around as I'm trying to film him, we also have an assortment of albino Senegal Polypterus. These guys, as the name suggests, are an albino. Super cool, really bright whites. And they're actually one of the smallest members of that Polypterus genus, for those of you who have slightly smaller tanks. Next up, we have a personal favorite of mine amongst all of the Polypterus. We have the Polypterus enlicheri, or the enlicheri bite here. These guys are just a really cool, heavily patterned. They have this super cool, like spiked and rayed out fins. All around, awesome Polypterus. And I think they're almost there up there with those ornate Polypterus. Just an amazing fish. And of course, wrapping up, how could I not bring up the ornate Polypterus? Truly a standout amongst all of these super cool prehistoric dinosaur fish is this absolutely ornately colored one. Just an absolute treat and a real treasure of all the Polypterus. Super cool. But of course, how could I talk about rare and beautiful fish without bringing up that we have not one, but two leopard frog plecos in right now. These guys are just one of the coolest, best looking, and rarest amongst the plecos. An absolute treat to see. And something that probably won't be here long once people find out about it. But all in all, what an amazing fish. And of course, I couldn't leave out this week's beta of the week, and this week's beta of the week is an absolute treat. This is just this super cool half moon candy tangerine koi beta. That's a whole lot of words to basically say this is one of the prettiest betas I've ever seen. Just an absolute wonderful specimen of a beta. Beautiful, super large flowing fins, color throughout the body, lots of those beautiful gem-like scales all around. Super amazing as far as betas go. Really, really cool. Gotta come check it out. And I'll wrap up this week's video with a little bit of treat for those of you who love your big fish with tons of personality. We have this stunning, gorgeous, white giant gourami. This is a beautiful, bright, pearly white, and these guys will grow up to be quite a good sized fish with an absolute ton of personality. Definitely a super cool and not very common fish scene. Alrighty guys, so that'll do it for this week's freshwater video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and if any of our local customers are looking for something particularly interesting, feel free to reach out to us at contact@exoticaquatic.com, and we'll see if we can get it in for you. Until next time.